Thank you, Coach. Mangethe, siyabonga for your time, Coach. A tough one for AmaZulu, ending up on the losing side. Typical cup final, heartbreak and a winner. Just your thoughts on how it came about, Coach, this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks, President. Good afternoon to members of the media. I think we started off very well, and we obviously planned that we're not going to allow them to have those counter attacks against us, and against the run of play when we were actually supposed to be the one that scores. Then we put enough power behind the ball, and then we managed to block, then connected with the run. And that was the first one. The rest defense was also not well organized. And when we told them to pick, if it comes to push the situation of picking 1v1 to deal with that, and they did not. And then against the run of play, we got that goal. I think it was 12 minutes. And then now we're chasing the game, but we still created chances. I think we could have gone to half-time, still 1-1 or even leading, but we did not capitalize on the chances created. And second half, I think we came back much better. We created that opportunity. We got a goal. After the goal, I think we got another opportunity to get the winner, or the second goal. Immediately, I think just after the goal, maybe after 2-3 minutes, and did not take it. And when you play against teams like this, once you give them hope, and trust me, their confidence grows and will cause you problems. And hence, you look at the situation in the final. I mean, in the extra time, we did not continue ourselves when we had opportunities first half to actually score first, and then even after they have scored in the extra time, we had 2 chances to take. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's football. We were really disappointed. We know we could have done better, but yeah.
Thank you, Coach. Colleagues, just by show of your hand, just want to introduce and then you can ask.
Coach, had luck on the last from ABC. Mhlambe umqeqeshi yini ongathi mhlambe ungayenza is to uplift the spirit sabadlali, especially the young ones abaqala ukuba kule situation kanje, mhlambe abanga feeling ngathi mhlambe it's end of the world for them. Mhlambe yini oyihlele ukuthi uyenze just to uplift their spirit.
Obviously, we're going to have to keep believing. We are left with 10 games. We have a lot to play for. We still stand a good chance of finishing in the top 3. It's all up to us. Probably we're not ready to take the load or deal with the load of playing at this level with some of our youngsters. And it also, took its toll on our senior players because they had to absorb the pressure and take everything with the hope that the youngsters, will compliment them. And so far, I think they've done well. Except for now, when the games were coming thick and fast, you could see our energy levels. Actually, the 3 games we played, the Sundowns, Pirates, and Stellenbosch took a lot from the guys. I still say if we had enough time in terms of preparing and recovery as well, I think we were going to come into this game a better team. Even seal the game in 90 minutes. But yeah, I think that's the only way our players can grow, some of them. This is PSL. It's always going to be like this if you want to, box with the big boys.
Coach, in a season where you have Chiefs, Sundowns, Pirates eliminated early, how big of a missed opportunity is this for AmaZulu to get a trophy?
I think it's a big miss, but I would always say I would rather play PSL team than than a first division team. More especially after playing against two PSL teams that have been very, very difficult teams to beat. Then once you up against the team that comes from first division and the team that also eliminated Orlando Pirates. So some of our players probably will think, this one, if we can beat Richards Bay away from home, Bulugwana away from home, and they're coming to us, we're going to the semi-finals, and that's where the danger lies. Because you win the game before it even starts. Why? It's because of the experience, When I say experience, most of our boys have never been in that situation. They think things they just become easy, they just happen, And unfortunately, this was a big wake-up call because this is a big news for us. We desperately need this game for many reasons. Building the team, the belief, the mentality, changing the mentality, and see how they can cope when the going gets tough. And trust me, it shows that you are not ready because we had no business to lose this game, to be quite honest. Even in the extra time, we just had no business. So it's all up to us now to put all our eggs in one basket. We just have to go all out and win most of the remaining games just to finish in a respectable position, which is nothing less than number 3.
Hi, Coach. It's Nathan Boswell from ATSK Times. Just perhaps want to speak about what you touched on in the early stages of the season when you spoke about the lack of experience in the team, obviously, because you have some experience and also young players. Like maybe when things like this happen, you lose in this manner. You're speaking about the chances you missed. You also spoke about the worrying factor of not converting chances, building up to the match. Is it some of the things that are maybe paying school fees just because obviously you got like young boys that may have that anxiety whenever they come in and around the box, they miss and stuff like that. Is it part of that game of paying that school fees?
Most definitely, my brother. If you check how many times the entries we had in the game, I think an experienced player, if you look at Antino, for example, there's one that wanted to use his right to 10 defender. If you go there with your left, one touch, you're right inside the 6 yards. You don't need too many touches there. Just go with your left. So it's based on experience, but it's in the right area. It boils down to experience. So an experienced player will just go take it in with left, rather force the keeper to make the save. Another one came, he did the vice versa. He cuts in nicely, and then he wants to use his left. When there were 2 players waiting just inside, he passed the ball to those players, and they had ample time to control and pick the spot just inside the box or in the D line. Just before the game ends, there's one that came to Zwane, and you must have seen, you go there aggressive, you just redirect the ball aggressively, anything can happen. And he couldn't even touch the ball, or he touched it, There's one, just after the one that I said, Pule went to the near post, he took the defender to the near post. Then the young Mashekho followed him. Instead of doing what? Waiting in the area to say, I'm going to peel off and wait for the ball to come to me. When it comes to you, you control it, then you pick the spot, just right inside the penalty spot, not even far actually, close to 6 yards. So it's based on experience. They're in the right areas, they are learning the hard way because probably we have expected them to go to the semi-finals, but it was always going to be difficult again for them, But what disappointing us right now is that this game was there for the taking. Not take nothing away from the opponent, but this is one game that we should have won. With ease, they might have had tactics or what, but we were just better, and whenever we got into the second, third, fourth gear, we looked like we can score at any given time.
Evening, Coach. Lusanda here. Obviously, the post-mortem for this game is going to be pretty tough for your troops. And in the build-up to this game, we did speak a lot about your team taking away chances or putting chances away. Today, you had around 17 shots at goal. I think only 4 of them were on target. How do you sort of lift your front line's confidence into sort of instilling that belief in them that they can put the ball on the back of the net in your coming games?
Look, we've got to keep working. We've got to keep doing the passing, the finishing drills, because that's what we've been doing, because we do get into the right areas. We do get into areas where we can release, the attacking player that can go straight to the keeper and finish. And sometimes we miss, those opportunities of seeing those moments as early as possible, to play to head. We want, as much as you want to keep position, you don't want to keep position just for the sake of keeping position, but you want to keep position to penetrate, and progress the ball. And if the situation allows you to get to the final third with ease or much quicker than you can do it, why not, So, but yeah, we are work in progress, but we need to grow. That's the thing, We started early in the season. We showed good signs. By now, certain things we shouldn't be discussing them with some of our players because they need to be showing growth by now. Yeah, unfortunately, we had to lose this game that we shouldn't have.
Can I ask you, just as a matter of interest, had Ofori been sent off? Had Ofori been sent off, who would have gone into the goal?
I would have been in trouble. We would have been in trouble, to be quite honest, because there was no one else. Probably Sandile, because of the height, because now that means you play for penalties. But yeah, to be quite honest, we never thought of. But as soon as that incident happened, then we saw it come that anything can happen. So we're still gonna, discuss about it, as to who can. But I think it's Sandile because of, the structure, just put on the gloves there, just intimidate them. If whether you dive or don't dive, or you don't pass the ball to you never know, or they can even miss the target, if we do go to the penalties. But yeah, it's one of those things to me.
Can I just recognize these last two gentlemen here?
Coach Usuthu here for the AmaZulu website. I just want to ask if your tactics today, did the wind have any effect as to how you plan to go out today?
Yeah, look, we did not plan for the wind. Obviously, we never thought that the wind would be this strong. But you usually change the approach when you look at the situations like this. Already we saw that the keeper can't kick the ball. Every time he kicks the ball, it hangs in the air. So now we needed to obviously press them and make sure that we close the distances. We close enough that we win the first ball or the second ball and then attack them while they're scattered. So we did it in drifts and traps. I think we had about 2 opportunities, if not 3, from those such moments. There's one nearly was nearly successful where the keeper managed to recover, but I think Atini again wrong. He could have passed the player inside the box who was free, was in a better position to even finish and score. So, but again, because of that, as we are talking, experience, players, sometimes they're too hasty, in those areas instead of being, calm and showing a little bit of, composure inside the box. But yeah, we learn big men, hopefully they learn, but unfortunately they learn the hard way.
Coach, unfortunately, after the turn, Amatima corner. One loss, they lose fans. One win, they come back, the fans come back. With this defeat, some may even feel like, there's no need to support this team because it seems like they're failing to reach that final stage. How do, or your message to all the Captain supporters who may feel defeated right now and may shy away from Captains and say, it's always the case every season?
Yeah, it's quite disappointing. I understand their frustration. We also, frustrated as well. We know we could have done better. There are no excuses when it comes to this one. But we rely on their support. They've always been there through thick and thin. And whenever we're playing at home, we need their support. And surely one day we will make them proud.
Coach Zwane.